In the quiet town of Zion, Illinois, a shadow loomed over the summer of 2005, its presence unnoticed until it was too late. Jorge Avila Torres, born August 18, 1988, was a neighbor, a friend to some, and a predator cloaked in normalcy. At just 16, he unleashed a nightmare that would haunt families, shatter communities, and echo through courtrooms for decades. The vanishing of innocence. On Mother's Day, May 8, 2005, laughter filled the air as 8-year-old Laura Hobbs and 9-year-old Crystal Tobias pedaled their bicycles through their neighborhood. As dusk fell, their absence sent a chill through their families. Desperate searches by parents, police, and volunteers stretched into the night, each passing hour tightening the grip of dread. The next morning, Jerry Hobbs, Laura's father, stumbled upon a scene that would sear itself into his soul. The lifeless bodies of Laura and Crystal, their necks and faces marred by brutal stab wounds, their innocence stolen in a final, horrific act of sexual assault. Suspicion fell swiftly on Jerry, an ex-convict who had recently moved to Zion to rebuild his life with his girlfriend and children after a volatile past, including a bizarre incident involving a chainsaw. Arrested for possessing a knife, Jerry endured a grueling interrogation, his will breaking under pressure. His coerced confession condemned him to a 5-year purgatory in Lake County Jail, even as evidence mounted to clear his name. In 2008, a private lab revealed a chilling truth. The semen found on Laura's body wasn't Jerry's. Yet he remained behind bars while the true monster roamed free. Unbeknownst to all, the killer was Jorge Avila Torres, a teenager who had known the girls, even befriended Crystal's older half-brother. His darkness, unquelled by the blood he'd shed, soon carried him to new hunting grounds. A predator's new stage. By 2009, Avila Torres had traded Zion's streets for the disciplined ranks of the U.S. Marines, stationed at Joint Base Meier-Henderson Hall in Virginia. But the uniform couldn't restrain his urges. In the shadows, he stalked 20-year-old Navy Petty Officer Amanda Jean Snell, a bright naval military intelligence specialist. One night he struck, strangling her in the barracks, her life snuffed out in silence. He slipped away undetected, his appetite for violence only growing. The survivor's cry. In February 2010, Avila Torres's depravity escalated. In Northern Virginia's Ballston neighborhood, he ambushed 2 women, binding them with electrical cords in their own apartment. One he kidnapped, dragging her to a desolate road where he raped and strangled her, leaving her for dead. But this time his victim defied him. Clinging to life, she reported the crime, her courage igniting a chain of events that would unravel Avila Torres's reign of terror. DNA from the assault linked him not only to this crime, but to the murders of Laura, Crystal, and Amanda Snell. The jailhouse betrayal arrested and caged, Avila Torres found himself sharing a cell with Osama El-Attari, a disgraced restaurateur turned informant. Wired for sound, El-Attari probed the killer's conscience. "Do you feel remorse?" he asked. Avila Torres's cold reply, denying any regret and confessing to all 3 murders, sealed his fate. The recordings, paired with damning DNA evidence, painted a portrait of a remorseless serial killer. Justice's long shadow. In October 2010, an Arlington County court convicted Avila Torres of rape and kidnapping, and by December, Judge Benjamin Kendrick sentenced him to 5 life terms plus 168 years, a punishment meant to bury him forever. But the law wasn't done. In 2011, federal authorities charged him with Amanda Snell's murder. By April 2014, a federal jury, swayed by El-Attari's testimony, the jailhouse confession, and irrefutable DNA, sentenced Avila Torres to death, the first such verdict in years. A month later, a federal judge upheld the decision, etching it in stone. Meanwhile, in Illinois, Jerry Hobbs was vindicated. In 2013, Lake County awarded him $6 million for his wrongful imprisonment, a hollow recompense for the years stolen from him and the loss of his daughter. Extradited to Lake County, Avila Torres faced trial for the murders of Laura and Crystal. His defense attorney, Jed Stone, fought fiercely, challenging the DNA evidence as substandard and dismissing El Atari's testimony, noting the informant's murder in an unrelated Maryland robbery. But the evidence was overwhelming. On September 18, 2018, Avila Torres pleaded guilty, trading a death penalty risk for a 100-year sentence and a transfer from Virginia's notorious Red Onion State Prison, which Stone branded an evil, racist facility. At sentencing, Justice Daniel Shaines stared into the killer's eyes, declaring him a serial killer whose spark of goodness, if it ever existed, was forever out of reach. A controversial reprieve. On December 23, 2024, as President Joe Biden prepared to leave office, he stunned the nation by commuting the death sentences of 37 federal inmates, including Avila Torres. The man who had terrorized Zion and Virginia, who had stolen 3 lives and shattered countless others, would now spend his days in a cell, spared the executioner's needle. For the families of Laura, Crystal, and Amanda, the commutation reopened wounds, leaving them to grapple with a justice that felt incomplete. The shadow of Jorge Avila Torres lingers, a reminder of the evil that can hide in plain sight and the fragile line between punishment and mercy.